Hello and welcome to episode number 22 of my amazing gardening series and showing things. I'm just gonna stop doing the thing where I do an update video and then a major video like after every other video, or I don't even know how to describe the pattern. But I don't remember what the last video was, so I'm just gonna do based on whatever is going on. That sounds like a lot easier to do. It'll stop me from having to wait to make a video another week, because it wouldn't have been enough time between that video and the last update video, and then there'd be nothing to update on because everything will have been the same as the previous video, because only 2 weeks would have gone by and it's not enough time to make something change. But anyways, I don't know if I showed this in my last video, but I've moved all the pepper plants to the front yard and they're doing absolutely amazingly. I think too much time has gone by since the last update video related to these. The last video probably just mentioned the fact that they had flower buds, but now they have peppers growing already. This thing here is a sweet potato plant that it looks really bad because one day this whole thing fell out of the cup and got dried out, and I just put it back and it's coming back up to life. Look, this place is just filled with weeds again. I can never get the motivation to get weeds out of it because there being mulch here makes the action hoe like so bad at doing its job. Anytime the hoe hits the ground, it just hits a piece of mulch and that just stops it and gets rid of all the momentum. And the whole thing that the momentum makes the blade come through and pull weeds out of the ground and like pull the whole roots and everything out of the ground instead of just cutting it. So once it loses the momentum, it's useless and it hits every little piece of wood and piece of mulch. And so another problem is because I didn't just clear it all out fast enough, and that just left it impossible for weeds to come back in from every edge. So now we just have denser weeds here and weeds over here that have mulch between them. It makes it harder for them to come out. When the plants were growing flowers, I saw the roots under here, they're like 2 inches thick, like an actual potato would be. But they were exposed, so I covered them up with some compost just to make sure nothing messes with them. Because I think if the surface of the root breaks or something, then bugs can just get inside and eat the sweet potatoes before they even grow. This here has flower buds in there, but I think the first papayas are never that good from a young papaya tree, and I think it should focus on growing the rest of itself up more than growing fruits. Then over here, all these lettuces have bolted, so I probably should have planted them a month earlier, but I thought it was fine to plant them as late as I did. But at least we ate 2 of them. The rest of them are just going to make flowers, and I'll save the seeds for next year. Well, next season, which will be the end of this year, not actually next year. Then everything is flowering actually. This thing of onions is making 6 whole bulbs of flowers. There's 3 here, there's 1 down here, and there's 2 more in there that haven't opened up yet. This dill is making flowers, and so is this one, and so is the one back there. Making flowers is the whole reason I planted these dills, so that they will attract pollinators, because they make like hundreds of tiny bright yellow flowers, and it's beautiful. And there's also these black swallowtail caterpillars on the dill, which is unintentional, but I've been told that they are okay to keep, and that they also make beautiful butterflies, so I'm just gonna let them stay. But there's like quite a bit of them. There's those 2 there. There are some over here, but I can't find them. See, there's more. Also, I think I may have already said it or not, but my camera that I was recording on my other videos with broke, and so I'm recording this with the phone. Over here are the onions that I transplanted, as well as the AC unit is on, so it's a bit loud. Maybe it's loud. And here they are. There's also a ton of weeds. And I think I don't really want to grow something like this in the ground like this ever again, because it's just too easy for weeds to get in. There are absolutely no physical barriers, and it's just compost, which weeds would absolutely love. So I'll let the onions grow, and then I'm not gonna grow anything here again. I don't think it's necessary to provide an update on compost, because that changes like once a month. This mulberry tree is doing awesome and great. If I can get this to focus. On the camera I can focus it manually, but on this I don't know how to do it. Okay, here is the seed tray that has a humidity cover on. I like how it looks humid. And here's a cantaloupe seedling that I really think should get transplanted soon. It's been here for a while. It's gonna get too big for this little pot that I have it in. You get the seedlings from a grocery store pepper that I'm not gonna reveal what kind of pepper it is until it gets bigger. Or maybe I already revealed it, but I don't think so. I think I just labeled it the grocery store pepper. And here's a bean. I don't think it's gonna grow, but I put it there anyways just to see. I think I should leave this open to let the water evaporate as well. And these, maybe not the next episode, but maybe the one after that, I was gonna go into these pots here. And that pot over there is for something that I have to go show. Well, the video is gonna come to an end because it's getting a bit long. But I'm in the front yard now, where here's one. I think they are actually cayenne peppers, not ahi peppers, because they were not labeled. And the other one, the bigger one, is making fruits now, which is like a huge change since the last, whenever the last episode, update episode was. Here's a Melrose pepper. Here's the black Hungarian pepper with a beautiful purple flower, and it is not very, but it's loosely tied to the stick with a rubber band so that it grows straight up. Then in here, in this pot, are 2 peppers, but there should not be 2 plants in one pot. They can't share their space. And so the next episode will actually be me separating this plant from the pot, because they're just too close to each other in here, and they're only a few months old. By the end of the year they'll be huge and they can't fit in the same pot. But this one, as you can see here, is actually being successful. I think these are going to be the most successful plants I've ever planted on this channel. Look, there's another one. Where is it? Here. And there's so many flower buds and open flowers. Well, there aren't that many open flowers, but there's a lot of flower buds